And we're back. So, we will utilize Winky in this stage. And take note, he does make short work of a lot of these creatures, but one hit and he will head for the hills. And his pattern's a little erratic, so it's not likely that you'll catch him unless he runs into a wall or something, or an alcove. Kind of like that right there. So, fun known fact about me, I have actually never played the Donkey Kong Country Return series. And I do not actually, I can't even say I've watched it. I have no clue why I haven't, but to me, it has not gotten the level of acclaim that it needs to, that these games have, and that's pretty much the only reason. I mean, you just don't hear, you don't see this on year-end lists and, best game of 2011, that sort of thing, best Wii game. I mean, it probably is, but just unsure as to why it hasn't made more noise. But then that's kind of the consensus with most Nintendo games this decade, really. But, Super Mario Maker's making a lot of noise in the community, the YouTube and beyond community. And so there's just all sorts of things. Smash Brothers is still making noise as well. But so this game is kind of, I've come up with like a term, and that is debatable classic, an arguable one. There's certain ones that most people will agree that Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, and Super Mario Brothers 3 are classics no matter what. But what about Donkey Kong Country? Most people would probably give this game an 8.5, 8, 9, 7.5. It just varies. So I think it's kind of a disputable one. And, that stands to reason just because, sometimes we are so caught up in the moment that we give it a higher score than what it actually should have. But I'm not one of those people. It's definitely the thing is, even though I will say that it's not, as replayable continuously, but it's still fun if this is your first time playing it, or you just want to do it for the hell of it. But so truthfully, I've beaten this game about maybe 3 times, 4 times, something like that. I was, King K. Rool is one of the few final bosses that I'm actually able to beat. Certain times, that final boss in a game can be, this stage is a bitch. I'm just gonna let you know, this is definitely one of those that, is deceiving. But there are more of these. I'm not sure if those are as bad, but I forgot what else I was gonna say. So I thought you had to, I wasn't even sure what you had to spell here, but you have to spell rare. Now, so this game is pretty much all cheers. That's one thing about it, is it doesn't really, it's not so much depressing as, some games can be at times. It's one of the its interface is just so friendly. That's really the best thing about it is. And I see that now. I wasn't paying attention. It'll get you, you'll think you'll follow it to the last second, but you have to follow it to the last millisecond. It's really the main thing. Yeah, this has a really friendly interface. I think most people, this is the game to go to after Super Mario World. No buts about it. Yes, most certainly. And the fact of the matter is that there's 3 of these games, but there really wasn't continued. I mean, after this, you know, Nintendo did not really have secondhand developers like Rareware. They were just kind of getting into that midst. I don't even feel like they had them back in the 80s. It really took until 1994 for them to get these, you know, get these secondhand developers. And you know, I don't even know what happened to Retro Studios. It's a whole nother thing. The developers of Metroid Prime, and then they also had the developers of Eternal Darkness, and they just kind of fell off the map. It's disappointing. You know, Nintendo could definitely use some extra folks, but you know, you look at Sony, and that's one of their best qualities is every single video game maker wants to make video games for them. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're getting into that world, that is what you want to do. And we're gonna get some advice from Cranky Kong, and then after that, we're gonna fight the boss. Now, you know, when you think of the Atari, that was kind of the main thing. Maybe you didn't know this, but Nintendo actually was going to make the Nintendo Entertainment System with Atari at first. That's kind of a fact there. But so that's it for World 2. There's only 6 worlds in this game. So we're gonna scale DK Isle and stuff. Next is the forest. But we're not going there yet because otherwise I'd have to play through half of World 3. But we will get to it. So alright, we're gonna hook up with Candy Kong and get this game on the road. Alright, subscribe for more fun.